In the cradle of the ancient world, long before Egypt built its pyramids, long before Greece discovered philosophy, and long before Rome dreamed of an empire, something impossible happened. A civilization appeared. Not grew, not evolved, appeared. And this civilization would become the first great society in human history, the Sumerians. But their story is not just old, it is unnatural. It breaks the rules of how civilizations rise. And for over a century, scientists and historians have quietly struggled to explain one disturbing truth. The Sumerians were never supposed to exist. Because according to the timeline of human development, their knowledge, mathematics, astronomy, writing, law, medicine, architecture, should have taken humanity thousands of years to discover. Yet, the Sumerians emerged already knowing it. They didn't learn slowly. They started at the top. Imagine human society as a staircase. Stone Age tribes at the bottom, slowly climbing over millennia. But the Sumerians? They didn't start at step 1. They began somewhere near the middle, a place no one could logically reach. The region they appeared in, Mesopotamia, shows almost no signs of cultural development leading up to them. No primitive buildings, no experimental writing systems, no early mathematics, just scattered villages, and then, suddenly, cities, temples, agriculture, commerce, astronomy, and law codes. This kind of jump doesn't exist in human history. The Sumerians built the first real cities ever known. Not huts, not clusters of tents. Cities, with zoning, markets, irrigation canals, temples, schools, and administrative systems. Their cities weren't just organized, they were advanced. Uhuk, their greatest city, rose from the desert like something out of a myth, a metropolis with over 40,000 people, long before the rest of the world even knew what a city was. But the strangest part is what these people knew. They invented writing, the world's first written language called cuneiform. But what they wrote was even stranger. They recorded mathematical rules, medical treatments, astronomical knowledge, and complex legal systems. They understood purification, surgical tools, trade networks, geometry, land measurement, and time divisions with a precision modern scholars can't explain. But when ancient scholars asked the Sumerians how they learned all this, the Sumerians gave a chilling answer. We did not invent knowledge. It was given to us by the ones who descended from the sky. They called them the Anunnaki. In their own writings, these were not metaphors. These beings walked among them, taught them farming, mathematics, writing, kingship, even astronomy. To the Sumerians, they weren't myths, they were memories. When we imagine early writing, we picture simple drawings. But the Sumerians' first writings contain star maps, planetary descriptions, and cycles of celestial bodies. They understood that the Earth revolved around the sun. They knew that Saturn had rings. They listed planets invisible to the human eye thousands of years before telescopes existed. How could a first civilization know this? Every other early culture used simple counting systems. But the Sumerians created the most sophisticated system we still use. Base 60, 60 minutes, 60 seconds, 360 degrees. This wasn't primitive thinking. This was high-level mathematics, appearing fully formed. One Sumerian tablet describes a catastrophic flood, so similar to global flood stories that it predates them all. The Sumerians may have recorded the original source of the flood myth as if they witnessed a real global disaster. But nothing is stranger than the Sumerian king list, an official record stating that their earliest kings ruled for 20,000 years, 30,000 years, even 40,000 years. These are not symbolic numbers. They are precise, deliberate entries repeated across tablets. Who were these kings? Then, just as suddenly as the Sumerians appeared, they vanished. No slow decline, no gradual collapse. It was as if a curtain fell over their civilization. Some say climate change destroyed them. Others say war. But there is one theory scholars avoid. The Sumerians may not have been the beginning of civilization, but the survivors of something older, a lost world, a forgotten age. So who were they? A miracle of human intelligence? A society guided by unknown teachers? Or the last echoes of a civilization erased from history? The Sumerians left us thousands of tablets, and we have translated only a fraction. What secrets lie inside the ones we haven't read? What knowledge waits, buried beneath the sands? Perhaps the world's first civilization was not the first at all.